Firstly, I would like to thank you for wanting to do an interview with me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project that I'm working on. It's called Me Too Sis. It's basically highlighting women and allowing them to share their stories as far as things they've gone through in life, starting businesses, any trials or basically anything that people feel like they want to share with people and they just don't necessarily have the opportunity to share. I wanted to use the platform that my wife and I are creating to allow women to share their story and be heard because there are so many women in the world who feel like they go through things and they feel alone or like people can't relate. And at the end of the day, we're all women. And though we might not go through the same things, a lot of this stuff hits home for us. It's fairly close, So this is something that I wanted to start, especially with next month being Women's History Month. So I thought it would be awesome to interview different women and allow them to share who they are. So.
Awesome. That's dope. That's dope. Well, I'm glad that I was one of those women. Yeah.
I'm hoping that it actually grows into a bigger project and that it'll extend beyond just Women's History Month. But we'll see how it goes.
First things first, one step
Right,
at a time.
right. So, who is Cynae? Am I saying your name right?
Well, that's my Facebook name, yeah. But
I
my
mean,
real name is Cynthia.
Cynthia. Really? See,
Yes.
would have even
My real
known.
name is Cynthia, but my business name is Cynae's Breakfast Burrito Hut. And that came from me putting both of my names together, my first and my middle name.
Okay.
So that's how we got Cynae.
So, do people call you Cynae now, or do they call you
Yes,
Cynthia?
yes. Everybody thinks that's my name and they think it's so cute. And I'm just like, okay, we'll go with it. Like, not a problem. It technically is my name. It's
It's just
just,
together, right?
right. It's just together. So, I mean, whether you call me Sin or you call me Nay or you put them together and call me Sine, what's up? How you doing?
Right, right. You don't answer to any of them. So yeah, I like the name. I think it's a really cool name. So whatever you
Well,
choose to be called.
whichever, it doesn't matter. I respond to both.
So who is Cynthia? Then we'll go with Cynthia. Who are you?
Um, that's a good question. I am evolving, learning, growing, every day in so many aspects, not just business, but just, me as a person, as a woman. I feel like every day, every experience, it all happens for a reason. So we
Mhm.
have to learn our lessons from them and grow from them versus allowing it to keep us down and keep us in the
Right.
dark. Like don't get me wrong, people, we all, including myself, you know what I mean? We all have our moments where, we have to sit in the dark and think about um self and things we've done. But that don't mean we have to sit there.
Right.
So my goal is to stay happy on a daily and just spread love with my food.
have you um have you ever gone through something that really just made you feel like you couldn't overcome it? And then you came out on the other side and you were like, man, I did that.
Absolutely. So I'm maybe gonna get real kind of personal here. So I was in a relationship that was abusive, and before the relationship, I was like, dang, I would never do this.
Hmm.
I would never do this. I feel so bad for a woman going through that. My prayers go out my heart. And then I was the woman, and I was just like, how am I gonna get out of this situation? Like, I mean, from homelessness to not even having faith or confidence in myself
Hmm.
to get out of the situation. I'm just like, Lord, what am I gonna do? And then here we are.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, Lord, it's been so long now. I'm grateful. It was an
Yeah.
experience. It was a life lesson. Um, it changed my perspective and my view on a lot of things. I can tell you that. But it definitely made me a better person for sure.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that because before I met my wife, I was in an abusive relationship, and I also was one of those people before that was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for women who go through this, and my heart is really with them."
Right.
And like, and then I also was like, I don't understand how someone could stay in that. Like if somebody is abusing you or making
You
you
should just
unhappy or whatever, like
leave.
how come you just can't leave? But when I got in it and I was that woman, it changed my perspective entirely. Like it's not as easy as people can
It
describe it from
sounds.
the outside. So yeah, I totally can relate to that. Like yeah, that it changes you as a person, but I feel like it helps you grow in ways that you didn't think you needed to grow in. And so I appreciate you for sharing that.
Oh, absolutely,
My next
absolutely. We
question
all
is
have our
okay.
stories.
Yes, and they're so important. They're so
That's so
important.
important. And you'll realize how similar they are.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of this project because at the end of the day, whether we're brown, black, white, green, purple, or whatever, like a lot of our stories are fairly similar. They might not be like verbatim the exact situation, but nine
Right.
times out of 10, they're pretty close.
Yeah,
So that's the whole reason I want people to share so that we can see that underneath it all, we're all women and we all go through some of the same things.
for
Um,
sure.
but I know that you and I have been Facebook friends for quite some time, though we've never met in person. Hopefully that'll change one day.
One day.
But
One day.
I see that you are very spiritual, in touch with trying to get in touch with your spiritual side. And I always see like you like to go to like the lake and just meditate and things like that. So how did you get into that?
I've always been drawn to water specifically, like going to the lake, that part. But getting on my spiritual journey was my best friend that actually is no longer with us, but she introduced it to me like the end of 2019, and then 2020, she was taken from us. And so it
Um,
was, I was still there,
mm,
uh, but that was really painful
yeah.
for me. Um,
That's really awesome that she gave you something that can connect the both of you. Obviously, not during the time she did it, knowing that that was what would happen, but now you
for
still have a
sure,
piece of her with you every time. So that's
most definitely. But she was always there. She was always the one. You should try to meditate. And I'm like, friend, I don't know how do you
yeah.
meditate? How do you meditate, friend? I don't. What do you mean? She was like, manifest, right? And she would just tell me all the time to do certain things. And I mean, if you've never started your spiritual journey, then maybe you don't know. But it's a lot of times that people tell you to do stuff, and you're just like, yeah, 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 I'm gonna do it, and then 6 months and went by, and you never even tried, you never
Right.
started yet. But they've constantly reminded you, hey, try this, use this technique. And she was that person. Now, who actually taught me how to meditate was my other best friend that stayed in Atlanta. I
Hmm.
mean, she doesn't stay in Atlanta. I say that every time. She stays in Georgia. She used to stay in
Somewhere
Atlanta
in
where
there.
she stays, but she moved now. But anyway, um, I asked her, I was like, Fran, how did you learn how to meditate? Like, somebody got to tell me, and it's going to have to resonate. I'm going to ask 100 people, and it's going to have to resonate with somebody.
Hmm.
And she told me her method, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. Don't get me twisted, meditation is hard work. But once you get to your quiet space, you're grateful. There's a
Hmm.
lot of downloads, so to speak, in your quiet time. Um, it's a lot of reflection. But you have to be still. You have to be quiet. You have to practice.
Hmm. And so,
It's not
for
easy.
someone who would be interested in learning how, what would you suggest for them to try? Because I know for me, I'm interested in it, and my wife is getting kind of interested in it, and we're kind of like, we don't really know where to start. Like I've been reading here and there and listening to what people say, but kind of just getting on my own spiritual journey in a way that makes sense for me. I'm like, I don't know where to start, and no one else around me
Exactly.
does it
It's all
really.
about
So,
a way that makes sense for you. And you know,
mhm.
everybody can't do the same thing, you know. So if it's hard for you to quiet your mind, you have to figure out a way first to quiet your mind. And
Mhm.
by me being a Gemini, an overthinker, my mind's always running, like
Mhm.
always running. And so originally, it was definitely hard for me to quiet my thoughts. But my friend, she told me, she was like, allow those thoughts to be present, but allow them to float away like a cloud. So it's
Okay.
okay to allow them to be there, but allow them to float away so you know they're not on the forefront of your mind. You know,
Mhm.
when a thought comes to mind, we tend to focus on that thought. That's what keeps it on our mind. So if we allow that thought to come in and just go, then we'll find um, that quiet space, that quiet
Yeah.
space, and you'll be able to hear. Let me not say hear. For every person, it's different. Okay, but you'll start to see the difference. You'll start to see the change. You'll start to. Um, I know when I first did meditation, I think I did it for like 5 minutes. Not gonna lie, 5 whole minutes and probably less than that. Okay, and then I did it in my car. So you have to find a space that is a safe space for you. And my car is always my safe space. I'm always in my car. I'm always moving around.
Mhm.
So when I got a little bit of time to do something, I'm in my car. So
Mhm.
I was sitting in my car and I literally just cut off everything and I cracked the windows. And the first thing I would focus on would be the sounds of outside, the
Mhm.
birds, the cars, tires hitting the pavement. If there was any wind, the wind and the whistling, or the leaves and the rustling of the leaves, like I would focus on nature. I would focus
Mhm.
on those sounds, and it got to a point where me focusing on those sounds kind of quieted everything else. Like people were walking by, people were talking, I would hear them, but their shoes hitting the pavement, I heard more than their voices.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just those small things. Like you get more in tune with self when you're quiet.
Right.
You know, like they say, people who lose a sense, all their other senses heighten. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I can believe
so
that.
like those people who can't see, they can hear and they can smell like no other. But you don't
Mhm.
have to lose a sense to heighten your senses. You just have to
Right.
be in tune with self.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
so I would say it depends on the route you're trying to take. Go slow. It's not everybody's time frame is different. You don't have to be where your friends are because they're there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Right. It's
saying?
about you and
Like
your own journey.
my friend, my best friend who passed away or whatever, she was definitely further than I was, but that didn't stop me. And I would say the first step would be shadow work. It's
Hmm.
hard, but it's
I don't
definitely
think I
step
know what
one.
shadow work is. What is that?
So shadow work is pretty much healing yourself, coming, bringing those things from the shadow to the light, and understanding those things. So like, let's say, oh, so I have trigger words. This is a true thing. I have trigger words. I do not like for people to tell me that I have to do something, I need to do something, or I should do something. Um, I don't like authority, and
Hmm.
so I know me working for people is not a real thing.
I
Because
feel
I
you.
don't like it. I don't like it. It bothers me. Like it gives me a physical response. You know what I'm saying? So how do I work on those trigger things? You know, figure out why I'm triggered by it. What makes
Hmm.
me so triggered by somebody telling me I should do something, or I have to do something, or I need to do something? My answer to
Yeah.
that is, who are you to tell me what I should do? Who made
Yeah.
you, you know, the person to govern me? No one governs me but me. So those are
Right.
reasons why those are triggers for me. You know, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't ask me, because all of a sudden I'm pissed off from 0 to 100 because you done told me I needed to do something.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But I'm working on it. I'm in working progress. We will get there. I am a building in that is not yet built, but I am getting there. Trust me.
But that's awesome. I don't think anyone's ever told me about shadow work, so I'm definitely going to have to read up on that a little more. And I might
Well,
just start
it
there.
is hard. It's hard when I say it took me a long time to figure out what shadow work was. So I joined a lot of spiritual groups. I asked 100 people because everybody's gonna tell you something different.
Mm-hmm.
But shadow work is literally essentially dealing and healing with those past traumas that
Yeah.
have you with those defense mechanisms that you have. You know,
Okay.
back in the day, mama used to tear your butt up. So you don't
Hmm.
like belts now. You don't even want to
Right.
wear them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to go back and figure out what in your childhood made you do X, Y, Z. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be something super major, like back in the day, people picked on you. Somebody said you were ugly, so now you believe you're ugly, and you can't get that out of your head. But you
Mm-hmm.
can't get that out of your head because somebody told you something and you believe that's something, and then something manifested within yourself. So now that's what you believe. So you have to
Yeah.
speak more positively to yourself, more kindly to yourself, and that beauty that's already there is going to shine regardless. And you can't care what other people think. Nobody's paying your bills.
Right. Yes. That part. That
Nobody's
part.
coming home with you at night.
That part. So I got a couple more questions for you before we finish. So, what is one thing that no one knows about you?
Oh my goodness. I'm pretty much an open book, so it's kind of hard. I'm really an open book. I don't know. I pretty much put it out there every day, all day. I like to be creative.
Hmm.
Um oh, okay. So I guess one thing no one knows about me is well, this is a good question. Yeah, let me think. Okay. So I'm gonna answer what few people know about me.
Okay,
Because
that works.
again, I'm an open book, so it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Let's say what few people know about me. In real life I can sing. Like I just don't anymore. Because like I said, I was in that abusive relationship, and in that relationship I literally lost myself. Like before that relationship, I was in the music industry like really hard. I used to be a manager for different artists, traveling, just doing all kinds of things that I love and make my heart sing. I love music, so writing music. I'm learning to play the guitar right now. But again, these are things I don't really say too much about. But yeah, I can real life sing. I used to sing opera.
Oh, that's
Um,
neat.
yeah, I'm a soprano one, but I'm also a smoker. Which please, if you're watching this, do not follow that. Okay, little ladies, little chocolate people, do not smoke because it tore up my voice
um,
to a certain degree. I'm
mhm.
a soprano one naturally. However, with singing, with smoking, I now have a really, really broad range so I can go lower. So
I was gonna say,
now
like, do you have like the rasp now? Because I think the rasp is so sexy. So,
I do have the rasp now. Like and so when I sing and just naturally sing, now it's more raspy and low. So I'm
mhm.
more of an alto tenor two than I used to be. I'm still a soprano one. I can still get
Yeah.
up there. It's just gonna take a little work, but I can still get up there. Also vocal coach. I used to vocal coach. Music really is everything to me.
Do you plan to get back into music, or is that just gonna be kind of a little
I
hobby
think
kind of
that's gonna
thing?
be a mind thing. I'm gonna get back into music, so I like to find talent. Like if I was to, my whole thing was to be an AR. rap low key because I like to find talent out, and then it just seems to come to me. People come to me all the time and can blow, and I'm just like, ooh, I could mold you into the best you ever. I promise. Just but the problem with that is people um they see the stories of people getting famous off YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and they think that it happened like 2 or 3 days, and then like
Yeah.
boom, somebody's a star.
And then it's
No,
not how that is.
no, no. You're seeing that video when you also hear that thing on the radio because it's popping now. So now it's super trendy. But this person probably made this video 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you looking into people just utilize social media way too much. Now don't get me wrong, it is a great tool for certain things,
Mm-hmm.
but people just use it way too much and
Yeah.
believe because it's an edited video. Like nobody looks at timestamps. Like to get where you want to go comes with hard work. I can guarantee you. These people had vocal coaches. These people had piano lessons. These people had guitar lessons before they were ever just a bomb.com. But you think you're gonna go from 0 to 100 and then be like, oh yeah, I need a vocal coach, but don't want to actually do the work and waste my time. That's not a real thing. Cause I'm gonna charge you for sure there. When it comes to my music, I am so serious, and people aren't as serious as I am, and I can't be more serious for something that you say you want than you. Like I can't care about you more than you care about you. That's just not a real thing. Are you stuck? Okay, guys, I think she's trying to come back. Um, so I guess we're just gonna wait. I hope everyone is having an awesome day on two, two, two. Um, it's a powerful day. So manifest away, my people. Manifest away. Okay.
Welcome back. I don't know what happened. That was so wild. Like the internet just went out. I think they're working on something outside.
Oh yeah.
But so anyway, we were talking about your hidden. No one really knows. Okay. And let's see. I feel like my last question should be a good one.
Sorry, my dog's in the car now. He won't be quiet.
Was that the one that was doing all the crying earlier?
Yeah, girl. He's in heat, and I
Mm,
need to get him snipped or whatever. And we have a girl dog that's like super duper little.
mm. Bad combination.
So he's uncomfortable right now. And I understand
um,
his pain, but he got to shut
mhm.
up. Sit back. Sit back.
So, hmm. I'm trying to decide how good I want to make this question.
I'm ready.
So, I don't know what you identify as. I don't know if you identify as lesbian or bisexual or
Lesbian.
okay,
Don't do
lesbian.
me.
Thank you. So, how was coming out for you? Was it hard? Was it accepted? Was it kind of just what it was?
Well, since we getting all the tea, I didn't actually get the chance to be like, hey guys, I have something to tell you. I like girls. That's not how that went. Uh, um, so I was with my homegirl and we were like job hunting like every day, real tough. I was 18, just got out of high school, and we was job hunting real tough. And so it was the end of the day. Businesses are closed. Nothing we could really do. It was like, after 5 o'clock. So we was on the train going back to where we needed to be. So we got off the train at the Forest Lane station, and my mama and my uncle was in the car. And it was like, oh, hey. And I was like, hey, this is my friend, blah, blah, blah. So after that, apparently I had a girlfriend that was dark skinned and bald headed.
Oh wow.
However, my girlfriend was actually light skinned with some pretty ass hair, short and thick. So they was like, yeah, we want you to come to Thanksgiving and bring your girlfriend, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay. So I brought her, and my auntie was just like, wait a minute, your mama said your girlfriend was dark and bald headed and fat. And I was like, that was my friend. So, okay. And she's none of those things. She just had a fade. She had a fade. She keep her hair short.
Yeah.
I mean, but that don't, but whatever. People. Older generation.
Yeah.
So, they got to be things got to be uncomfortable. Buddy, oh my goodness. Shh. Things got to be real uncomfortable. And hey, calm down. Things got to be real uncomfortable. So we left for Thanksgiving and we went on about our business or whatever. And then shortly after that, like my family just kept saying crazy stuff to me, talking about, how dykes are. No, how are we? No, how are we? Because I was the same person yesterday when you thought I was
right.
When you thought I was doing things with men.
Right.
It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now who I lay with in your mind has changed. So all of a sudden my character is something else. And I just was like, what? No. And then somebody was like, where's my something? And I was like, I don't got it. And it was like, I don't know. You know how you dykes are. Y'all some thieves. Are we? I didn't know your sexual orientation made you a thief.
Right. I thought you was a klepto if you was a thief. But hey.
Hey, whatever fuck about. So after that, I was like, listen, I do not have to deal with y'all. None of y'all is paying my bills. I don't stay with none of y'all. Like, y'all can all kick rocks. Like, I don't even care. So, like, me and my family didn't talk for like 3-4 years until I turned like 21. I didn't care. I was living my best life. I was tired of living life for them. First of all, at the time when they found out, I was bisexual. So I was still dealing with dudes to try to keep my family appeased. But
ain't that normally how it go? Like you really just be doing it just to keep people like happy when really you ain't even happy yourself because now you're doing all this extra work that you don't even have to do because
well, I never felt like dudes was work. I don't take them seriously. I've never taken men seriously. I just don't feel like they have feelings, and if they do, they don't know how to express them. And so I'm good. I don't understand the way they move, the decisions they make, and it doesn't have to be. No, it doesn't have to be something. It ain't got to be nothing crazy. It just gotta. It could be anything. It could be anything. I just don't understand the way they move. I be like, so you just bought these J's and the light's gonna get cut off. I mean, like we got the pink slip. I don't get it. That makes no that just makes no sense to me. Like, don't get it twisted. It's some women that do the same thing. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying like I don't understand dudes. Like I feel like they think with the other head. Like 85 to 95% of the time. So like for them an actual commitment. I'm about to kick this dog in his stuff. An actual commitment is not a real thing. Being in love and being with, I'm not gonna say just one person because I am poly. So I'm just gonna say being 100% honest and having everything on the table. At least for my generation, that's not a real thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. How how is being poly for you? Let's be real, because you know everyone has an idea of what poly is supposed to be, but it's different for the
each
people
his
who are
own.
in. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same for every poly couple. They have their own parameters and guidelines for how they do their relationships. People just assume off bat when you say you're poly, oh, it's all about the sex and the threesomes and the no.
Absolutely not. At least not for me. At least not for me. Um, so it has been a real struggle because people say they want to live this polyamorous lifestyle, and then when they're actually in the situation and the situation actually presents itself, they don't truly understand um what it takes to actually do it.
Hmm.
You know, because a lot of the times, because I am poly, I get a lot of people that's already in a relationship trying to approach me, and that's fine that you're already in a relationship, but you have to understand the new dynamic you're introducing into your relationship. Like, you
Yeah.
have to understand that there has to be three individual relationships, me and who one, and me in the second, and vice versa. Like, yes,
Hmm.
we are all a unit. For me, I'm not sure about everybody else because I prefer a polyclosed triad, so three
Hmm.
people in a closed situation. You
Yeah.
know, so for me, I have to date both parties. I have to have a
Right.
individual relationship with both parties, but I also have to have a relationship with each of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, together collectively, where we do stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like, of
Hmm.
course, 9 times out of 10, we're all going to be together. But in order to get to that space where we're all genuinely okay in the same space, we all need to individually date one another. And
Right.
so
Right.
if you're in a situation like these couples that come to me, you have to be secure and stable in your relationship before you come to me, because I can't be the fixer if you have a
Right.
problem. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I can't be that excitement. Now, if you're asking me to be a unicorn, that's a different situation. And that's another thing. People get being polyamorous and a person being an actual unicorn. A unicorn is for play, it's for fun. So if you're looking for that, say that's what you're looking for.
Right. Right. Be real about that
Therefore,
up
I'll
front.
have the option if I want to be that unicorn for you or not. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a polyamorous situation, that is a triad. For me, it is a triad. It's a unit. It is us building something together. All three of us. This is not you two having a life over here and I'm coming into y'all's life, and then I'm just supposed to um adapt to what y'all got going on. Like, that's not a real thing for me. Like, we have to adapt to each other. We have to
Yeah.
fuse together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I've come.
He has something to say.
This dog, y'all. I need to get him some female dog.
It be like that.
Anyway, so I have come across situations where someone wants to date me, and then I tell them that I'm poly, and so not all of a sudden they feel like they're not enough for me. That's also a thing too. It's not that one person isn't enough. I could totally be in a monogamous situation.
Hmm.
However, I'm being honest with myself. I'm not ashamed of what I like intimately. I'm not ashamed to verbalize my wants. I don't
Hmm.
care if the public knows, because they're not in my room. They're not paying none of my bills. Like, just because
Right.
I like the kink don't mean you're gonna see the kink from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, yes, I'm a businesswoman, and I believe in true transparency. Like, I want anyone to deal with me on any level to understand who I am in
Hmm.
totality. Like, don't, like, people get my Facebook misconstrued all the time, and I'm completely okay with it. If you think you're gonna know me by looking at my Facebook, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's usually how it is. People assume that what you post on social media is just who you are, and they just got you all figured out, and it's like, no.
Some stuff is for entertainment, some stuff is for other people, some stuff be because people people I'm like a magnet to certain people and their issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to know you. Literally, I lie to you not. I have so many people in my inbox on my Facebook that I do not know that come and tell me their problems on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just that person. People see me and they're like, "Oh, she's a person I can talk to because it's a judgment free zone here." That's not my
Exactly.
place. That's not my
Exactly.
place. I judge no one because I am who I am and I am who I am transparently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. I am a building in construction. I am not yet built.
And we
I'm
go through
I'm gonna
shit.
mess
You know what
up.
I'm saying? Like, what better
We go
way
through
to be
stuff.
transparent is to talk about the good and the bad. I really hate people who only want to show the good, and then when the good falls apart, like they act like people aren't gonna understand. Like, we're all human. We all go through stuff.
And that's my problem with social media. I'm that person that I'm gonna be that transparent that I'm gonna put whatever it is I feel like on social media, and I do not care what it is. I will put whatever it is on social media. But at the end of the day, when I'm happy, you gonna know. If something done fell off, you gonna know. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a bad way today, y'all. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me if I snap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm only human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this realm, I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just put it like that. I'm in this human form right now, and I have things to go through. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So if you want to be the judge, by all means, to each his own. But that's not me. I am judgment free. I've been like that my entire life. What you do ain't got nothing to do with me. But if
Yeah.
I care about you, I'm gonna say, "Hey, friend, XYZ," because I care about you.
Yeah. But what you choose to do is still your business. Which brings me to my last and final question that I have for you. Do you feel like in this present moment that you are living life as your most authentic self?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
So the reason why I say no is because I'm still in this growing phase and literally um on a day-to-day basis things just feel brand new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could be doing the same thing but like I feel on the inside brand new. You know what I
I feel
mean?
that. I feel that.
So like I feel like I am in the space in which I'm supposed to be in, but there's a part of me that feels like I could be doing XYZ more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I'm beating myself up. I'm just, for me, I feel like I'm being realistic about the situation. You know what I mean? Like, I know I need to go to the store right now. I'm procrastinating. I'm gonna just be real. I know I need to go to the store, but the reason why I can procrastinate is because my need for going to the store is more of a want and not a need. So when you
Mm-hmm.
figure out what you really need and what you really want, it becomes easier to do the things that you need to do. Like yesterday, prime example. I went to this. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. It's been about 8 months, maybe 9, that I done wrote on my wall that I needed to get a full length mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I just got it yesterday.
Okay.
Now, I just got it yesterday because the reason why I was procrastinating because I was still um not super confident in self. I was still having self issues or self image issues, and I was still trying to fall in love with self. And so I feel like I have a mirror in the bathroom that shows a lot. I got a mirror in my sister's room. I got a mirror in the kids' room. I mean, there's mirrors all over the place, but there
Mm-hmm.
wasn't one in mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, you know what? I'm about to go get me a mirror because guess what? Who is a bad is me. Okay. I don't
Is.
know.
And
I
you're
just
beautiful. I just have to say, you are
well,
beautiful.
thank you. I be trying to feel that way, you know. Oh no, I think we're stuck again.
Are we?
Okay, wait, there it is. Anywho, So, within the last like maybe 3, 4 months, I've gotten to the point where like I'm okay with me. I love me. I love the curves, the rolls, the fat, the jiggles. I'm cool with it. I'm okay.
Mm,
I do have self goals for self, but I'll get there when I feel like I need to get when I feel like I'm ready to get there. Okay.
exactly.
And so
Yeah.
that's the thing. People so worried about society and what society think and what's the social media think and how fast you're supposed to do something. No, I'm going on my pace. And when I feel like I'm ready to do something about it, I will do something about it. But guaranteed, I don't want to be skinny. Okay. All I need is just that little pouch to go down just a
Right.
little bit.
Just a little
I
bit.
just a little bit. I'm not trying to be 150. I don't even want to be 160. You can leave me at like 170, 175. I'm cool with that. I'm
Mm,
okay with that. I'm okay with being thick. I'm okay with the jiggle and the wiggle. Okay. I don't need to be skinny. So
yeah.
I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to psych myself out and do all these crazy things and buy all these crazy products and
Yeah. Yeah. That's
no.
real.
So I got my full length mirror yesterday so I can go ahead and create my affirmation mirror and I can wiggle and shake in it. You know what I'm saying? Get me
Definitely
some
want to see
videos
how this
going.
affirmation mirror turns out because I think that's going
Oh
to
yeah.
be really dope.
Oh yeah, I'm making an affirmation wall. So I'm super creative, like I said before. So like I have this uh string of photos on one wall and that is dope.
Hmm.
And I have a teddy bear swing for my teddy bears.
Okay.
It hangs from the ceiling. Yeah, I be doing all kind of stuff in my room. Like you would swear it's a kid's room. Don't
But hey, it's your room, and if that's what.
listen. I love my space. I have to feel peace in my space.
Hmm.
If it doesn't scream me, then I don't want to do it. I literally got like after that long before that full length mirror yesterday, I had got some small mirrors. There's just mirrors all over my room at this point
That's what's up.
because I
That's
love
what's
looking
up.
at me.
You went from zero to a few of them, so that's what's up.
Listen, I got mirrors everywhere. Can't nobody tell me nothing now. And that's the reason why I say yes, I'm living in my best life, so to speak. But then I feel like every day is getting better for
Mhm.
me living in my best life. So I just don't feel like there's a stopping point. Just like learning, there's no stopping point.
Right, right. That's what's up. Okay, okay. Well, those are all the questions that I had for you. So I really appreciate, you doing this interview, like I said before, because just being able to shed light on different things, that us as women go through. I won't even say people, us as women. It's really
Right.
important to hear everyone's perspective and everyone's story. So thank you for sharing.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity and I hope my story helps the next person. Like,
Yeah,
sincerely says, wherever you at, you know, be you 110% of the time. Never let anybody make you feel less than the woman, the queen, the goddess that you are, okay? That's my
yeah,
message.
yeah, definitely. On that note, see you later.
Adios.